Call of Duty Mobile. It is one of the biggest mobile games of 2019, winning so many awards and honestly being one of the best games that I've played in years. I have to say that this game is a very nice game, but recently has come under fire by a lot of different YouTubers talking about pay to win in this game. And I want to talk about that today and what I think about it, give my 2 cents. Coming from a game like Warbots that was pay to win in almost every single way, I feel like I have a special perspective on all of this. So let's get right into it, and please like and subscribe. Okay, so what is pay to win? And I feel like we need to get that down before we go any more into this video. So, described by Wikipedia, Wikipedia says that it is when a paying player gains any gameplay advantage over his non-paying peers. So that makes sense, right? You know, it's when you pay some money and then suddenly you're slightly better than your free-to-play players that have been playing for just as long. So definitely I've been in a game that has had that, and that game was Warbots, and that's actually part of the reason why I left, and also other reasons, of course. But, you know, pay to win in that game was excessive. It was insane, and I think it shows exactly what games should not be. There were points where players had to pay a couple $100s per month just to try and stay on top, you know, be top of the league. And I feel like, you know, Call of Duty does have pay to win, and that's factual. That is a factual statement. And it's in one way, and that is in skins. Right now, Call of Duty, really the only pay to win that it has is in skins. You can pay for skins, which will give you a slight advantage. You know, maybe you're 10% faster at the start of the match, or maybe once you get a kill streak, you'll get some extra ammo, stuff like that. That is the only advantage, really, that you get for pay to win. So, other than that, because Call of Duty does not have an insane, weird balance like Warbots did, you know, this game is balanced, really and truly. Like, most of the guns are almost equal in power, you know? Even some of the worst guns, such as the shotgun or the M21 EBR, compared to the AK-117, you know, you could still get kills with either of those weapons. So the balance is really nice currently. But, you know, there is one issue, and I think that's something that YouTubers like IFERG and other YouTubers have definitely been speaking out against. I want to talk about that. So IFERG, for those of you guys that don't really know who he is, and for some reason clicked on this video, he is an Irish YouTuber, and he was talking about yesterday, he was talking about pay to win in this game. And he was talking about the longevity of the game, how long it's going to last, and how the less pay to win, the longer this game is going to last. Now, he said that this game was only going to last 2 years, and it's going to be dead. I don't really believe that. I believe that Call of Duty, and I will talk about this in a different video, I believe that Call of Duty is honestly the future of mobile, in my opinion. But, you know, he talked about the crates. And the crates are a major issue. I agree with that 100%. The crates are absolutely insane. You know, every other thing in the game, I think right now, is right where it needs to be. It is perfect, except for the crates. The crates are where you get most of your best items, you know, your epic and your legendary guns and stuff. And it is insane. It is absolutely insane. You know, buying guns with COD points and stuff like that, the currency you have to pay for, honestly, the prices are really nice. The most expensive thing in the store right now is only 1,000 COD points, which is $12.50. That is really nice. Compared to Warbots, again, I'm going to compare a lot of this to Warbots, where, you know, some of your weapons were $100. Well, actually a lot. Most weapons in that game were very expensive. You know, whether it was a weapon or a robot, whatever, it was extremely expensive, and then you had to upgrade it and all that stuff. In Call of Duty, you know, you buy that weapon, and usually the upgrade process does not take that much, and then boom, you have that weapon to play. It's not like Warbots at all. But there is a little side note, and that is the loot boxes. For some reason, Call of Duty has decided to make loot boxes that are outrageously priced. And I mean even worse than Warbots prices. It's absolutely insane. You see, and they are public about the chances of getting their items, which I love, definitely. You know, Warbots was never like that, but I have to say, the stats are appalling. Let's see here. The Locust crate to get the new weapon, and we'll talk about how you cannot get this weapon in any other way. Yeah, you can only get it through the crate. And it has, when you buy the crate, you have a 1.4% chance of getting the locust. Now, that means you need to open 71.5 crates. If you put it into the calculator, you know, check my work, please. But 71.5 crates. Now, these crates are expensive. It is 71.5 crates in order to be guaranteed this weapon. Now, you might get it earlier, you might not even, it might even take longer, who knows. But 71.5 crates is like the average. And so, if you do get it, then you're going to need 15,428 COD points to buy all of those crates, meaning that it will cost you $193 to buy the locust. Now, hold on a minute. Hold on. $193. Let that sink in. $193. That is absolutely insane. Like, Call of Duty, I don't know what you're doing, but, like, these loot crates need to be fixed. No one has time for that. I am not going to waste $193 on that. Like, that is absolutely insane. Really and truly, only YouTubers are going to do that, and high-paying players. I know that there are people out there that will do that, and I'm not going to say that no one's going to do that, no one's going to pay for it, but, I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. And coming from, you know, such a respected developer like Call of Duty, I would never have thought that it would be like this much. $193. And that's for a legendary weapon. Now, what about an epic weapon? You could say, oh, well, why don't you just buy one of the epic weapon crates? The epic weapon crates aren't even better. If you want to get the BK57, the crate has a 0.80% chance of getting the weapon. Now, you will have to buy 125 crates to be guaranteed. And the crates are much cheaper than the legendary one, but it's still going to cost, it's still going to cost $77 just to get this weapon. To be guaranteed this weapon. $77 for a epic weapon, not a legendary weapon, a epic weapon. Whew. I gotta say, I am surprised. I am very surprised that they would do this. You know, the loot crates were not nearly an issue in the past updates, and so now they're just adding this in, and I am very confused why. Everything else in the game is going perfectly, and I have to say, I'm not going to try and complain way too much about pay to win. I did that a lot in Warbots, and this game, the pay to win is much less. Now, you may ask, well, why is, at the start of this video, I talked about skins and how that was pay to win. Why is this not pay to win? You see, these weapons are really not overpowered at all. You know, you do have the skins, which the skin is the pay to win aspect of these weapons, but other than that, the actual weapon itself is very balanced. Like, using these weapons, the locust isn't even that good, neither is the BK57. So, in a sense, it's not pay to win because you're not gaining an advantage, other than the little boost. But the issue, I think, is not only, they can they can make it cost $193 for this weapon, but the issue is there is no way to get this weapon outside of the crate. There's no free to play way to get this weapon. You can, even if it's without the skin. And I think IFERG had a point there when he was talking about, you can't get these weapons for free. Not even without the skin. Like, there was no way to get these weapons for free. Even if it's just the plain old locust, you can't get it. And there are multiple other weapons like that. And I think that's where the issue is. I think that's his point. It's not even the fact that it's so expensive. It's the fact that there is no other way to get this weapon in the game at all. Yeah, it's an issue. And I think that personally, every single weapon, even if it doesn't have a skin, it should be available to players. I think that's only fair. Paying players are going to pay no matter what. I don't think adding in, a regular version of this weapon will even make players, not want this. You might have to lower your prices, but in the end, more players are going to actually pay for this because no one wants to pay $193 for this crate. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. There is such a small percentage that is going to do that. And I think that definitely they need to address this problem. And I don't mind having, weapons cost $50 or something like that. Like, that's a little bit much, of course. I still think I'm not one of those players that pays that much, but I know that there are people out there that would. But I feel bad for paying players because they're going to have to spend $193 to get the weapon? What? Hold up. it's really messed up. Like, that is absolutely crazy. $193. God dang. I really think that they just need to look at how that's going, and I'm not leaving this game, really and truly. I like this game, and I really want to stay, but, like, I mean, that's a little bit of an issue. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. And so I think, you know, just find a way. The easy solution to this is, first of all, reduce prices if you can. But even easier than that, I mean, just make a regular version for this. Like, if you still want to charge $193, like, have at it, I guess. But make a version for free-to-play players and players that don't want to spend this excessive amount of money on the game. You know, it's going to get interesting, and I think that a lot of YouTubers are speaking out, and I think that that's a good thing, okay? When I was in Warbots, the YouTubers, and that was one of the reasons why I left, and when I left, I made a video, and I kind of mentioned the YouTubers in Warbots, and I didn't say too much about it because I knew that I didn't want to, like, say anything bad about the YouTubers. I didn't want to leave like that. I didn't want to leave with negativity. But what I was referring to was the fact that YouTubers did not speak out against Warbots. They knew that this was going on. They knew that this massive issue was coming to Warbots, and they said nothing because, first of all, they were basically sponsored by Warbots. They had their Battle Rec accounts and all that stuff, and they just kind of let this happen. I'm really excited to see that the community is kind of rallying behind this, and that a lot of YouTubers are leading this effort, because at the end of the day, that is so good. The fact that we have a community that actually is, you know, speaking out against this stuff. So hopefully, you know, we can get players, and you know, we can tell Activision, and they will see that, you know, we don't want this in the game, you know. And I'm not going to be negative about this. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, you know, this is horrible. I'm not going to complain about this continuously. But it's good to see that there are people, like, speaking out against this. Because this could become a major issue. I don't think it is currently. Like, it's expensive. But what if one day they do release an OP weapon into one of these crates, and we can't actually get it in any other way? Like, other than spending hundreds of dollars on a crate? Like, that's the issue. There's no issue right now, really and truly, but if one day they do release an OP weapon, that's when this becomes pay to win. It's not pay to win currently. These crates are not really pay to win. The skins are, not the crates. But if one day, you know, they do release a weapon and it's overpowered, these crates, I think all hell will break loose. So it's just, I just want to sit here and I just want to say, you know, I agree with IFERG in multiple different ways, other than this is pay to win currently. Now, I do also disagree with one other thing he said, and he said something like this. He said, you know, they should release these weapons, you know, maybe as a plain skin, but free-to-play players should be able to get this, but, you know, it should only be given to, like, the top 0.2%, is kind of his words. That's, interesting. You know, that's not going to be available to the masses, and I think that, you know, he's catering to himself, in a way, and the top players. And I know, you know, it's great to, and I know you're probably thinking, well, that's fair. But the issue is that, you know, giving it only to the top 0.2%, not everyone has time to play this game, and the top 0.2%, to put that in perspective, is 1 in 500 people, okay? And those 1 in 500 people, 1 in 500 players, I guarantee you are playing for hours every day. Not everyone has time to do that. So I think that, you know, it shouldn't be the top 0.2%. I think that, you know, there could be a weapon that could be for that. But I think that not all of these weapons should be for the top 0.2%. I think they should be something that should be given out, you know, maybe in when you level up, maybe in certain events, stuff like that. But there just needs to be a way that players can get these weapons, maybe without the skin, for free, you know, maybe by, well, not for free, but by grinding. And I think that's going to, honestly, in the long run, that's going to help their game. That's going to help them make revenue. Because once these players, you know, play these weapons, and then they see, oh, I like this weapon, then they'll go and they'll be like, oh, well, I want it with a skin now, and then they'll pay for it. Maybe not $193, but they'll pay for it. So, I don't know, it's up to Call of Duty, I think, and this issue, again, is not a big issue right now. It will be if, you know, they make an OP weapon into one of these crates, but let's just keep a lookout, and I will remain, you know, worrisome, I guess. I always worry a little bit too much, but let's just cross our fingers, hopefully. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit of a rant, and I know it was a little bit long, but yeah. Please, if you could, like and subscribe, because I'm a new Call of Duty YouTuber, and I kind of suck. It's great. But if you guys could like and subscribe, you know, it helps me out in every single way possible, and I love you guys. This is Kamikaze, signing out.